So it's Jack and Mac, and we're back on Big Blue Banter.
Yes, we are, and it's been quite an interesting week for Kentucky fans with the news of John Calipari leaving for Arkansas. We're going to start today with more on his departure and who could replace him.
Rumors started floating around Sunday night that Coach Cal and Arkansas were in contract talks. Neither school had given official statements until Tuesday when Cal officially resigned as the head coach of Kentucky. The following day, he signed with Arkansas on a deal that pays him $7 million a year. He held a press conference where he expressed his excitement for a fresh new start at a new program. He leaves Kentucky as one of the best coaches in program history, and his success will be hard to replicate. Calipari led the program to a national championship, 4 Final Fours, and 12 SEC championships. He also brought in tons of big-time recruits like Anthony Davis, John Wall, Karl Anthony Towns, and most recently, Reed Shepherd and Rob Dillingham. The success he had at Kentucky and the players he got here was unmatched, making his departure one of the biggest headlines in all sports right now. Speaking of the players he got here, Kentucky has lost 3 commits as Jaden Quainance has asked to be released from his national letter of intent to reopen his recruitment along with Somto Cyril and Carter Knox. These players want to know who Kentucky is going to hire, and Mac, I believe you got an update on that.
Kentucky targeted Scott Drew released a statement earlier saying that he would be staying at Baylor. So the search continues to find the right guy for the job here in Lexington. We reached out to students to see where their feelings were on Cal's departure and who they would want to see as the new coach here.
I'm not really sure about it. Hearing all the options and stuff, it's gonna be difficult. I don't know. He did a good job here for a pretty long time.
I mean, like, it sucks, but it's like I'm not really surprised. I have no idea. If we can get UConn, that'd be great, but they just won back-to-back. He wants 3.
I'm like in between. You know, I don't really. If we get a good coach, it's good. If we get a bad coach, I think it's bad. But I'm not really. I don't really care that much.
You know, I don't mind it. I did think that we kind of needed a change because he's coaching, but it's going to be sad to see him leave, but I'm excited to see what he has next. UConn's coach, definitely.
I really want Billy Donovan. I feel like another NBA knowledgeable guy is like our next best bet as far as success. And Billy Donovan has had success at the college level as well, but he also knows what it takes to get guys to the league.
Let's take a look at the betting odds for who will be the next head coach at Kentucky. The new favorite is Billy Donovan at plus 200. Up after that, the Scott Drew news, it became more of an unknown, but Donovan, I bet, will be on the sidelines next year at Rupp Arena. The way too early 2025 national championship odds are out, and the favorite is all the Blue Bloods. The Duke Blue Devils are the favorites with the #1 recruiting class coming in. UConn is second, looking to three-peat, and Kentucky is third. Now, yes, they may not have a head coach, but the odd makers still like the Cats, but it is way too early to tell.
Yeah, it's been a pretty eventful week so far with all this going on. So we're going to send it down to Hannah and Colton for some reactions and more.
Thanks, Jack. Cal's departure has made way for several options. Colton, what's your take on Cal leaving for Fayetteville?
I mean, it definitely had to happen, you know. I mean, I was surprised initially when they announced that he was going to stay here, but I think it's beneficial for both parties, really. But when the rumors first came out that he was talking to Arkansas, I feel like that was kind of a point of no return. You know, I don't really think you can stick your AD out when he sticks his neck out for you like that and just make him look kind of like a fool. So I'm not really a big fan of how it went down, but what do you think?
I have to say that I was definitely surprised too. After hearing that just 2 weeks ago he would return for his 16th season, it was a shock to hear that he would leave for Arkansas, especially with them being an in-conference rival. His return to Rupp next season will definitely be interesting.
There was breaking news in the sports world today. Hall of Fame running back and controversial figure O.J. Simpson has died at the age of 76 after losing a long battle with cancer. After an illustrious career in the NFL, Simpson found himself in the spotlight for a different reason. He was acquitted in the so-called trial of the century after Simpson was accused of murdering his ex-wife Nicole Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman.
Golf's most highly anticipated tournament, the Masters, was set to start this morning, but for the 3rd year in a row was postponed due to weather. The first round of players was originally scheduled to tee off at 8 a.m. but was pushed back to 10:30. The Masters is now in its 88th year. Golf fans will have plenty of star power to watch on the links. Jon Rahm won the green jacket last year, and he will compete against world #1 Scottie Scheffler, Roy McIlroy, and 5-time winner Tiger Woods. With a lot of big names competing this year, I'm going to have to take Rahm to go back-to-back.
I like that pick, Hannah, but I'm going to have to rock with Roy McIlroy, who's going to win that green jacket that's eluded him his entire career. We'll have to wait and see who comes out on top in that one, but in the meantime, let's send it back to Jack and Mac, who have more on what's coming up next.
Coming up on Big Blue Banter, we'll take a look at that Kentucky baseball team.
And with that, we'll be right back.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
We have a lot of exciting things going on in the world of Kentucky sports right now, and baseball is arguably the best one to watch.
Yeah, Jack. The Batcats are on a hot streak. Let's send it over to Brody Dempsey in the timeout corner with more on Kentucky baseball.
Thanks, Mac and Jack. Kentucky goes to Auburn for a 3-game set, Thursday through Saturday. Kentucky is 11-1 in the SEC play and tied for first with number 1 Arkansas. Auburn comes into the weekend with a record of 18-14 and is 2-10 in SEC play. The Cats look to take advantage of the struggling Auburn team and continue their momentum.
You know, I don't know if there's like a true surprise, because when we were obviously going back to this fall and to the early spring, at times we saw them do everything they're doing right now. The thing I'm most proud of them about is their commitment to one another. And the best teams, the championship teams that I've all been a part of, there is a real commitment to each other and doing what they can to help Kentucky and to win, and that's what we're doing.
The Batcats find themselves at 27-5 and number 8 in the NCAA polls. That is the highest ranking in school history. Senior pitcher Dominic Neiman just won National Pitcher of the Week after a complete game shutout over Alabama. I think Kentucky should handle business and win this series over Auburn. It is never easy to win on the road in the SEC, but I think Kentucky will take 2 from Auburn, as Kentucky has one of the best pitching staffs in the country, and look for the Cats to continue their red-hot start in SEC.
Thanks, Brody. Next up on Big Blue Banter, football on the Bluegrass is back this weekend for their spring game.
Stick around to hear more about the Cats and their upcoming season preview. We'll be right back.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
For most of us, there are no guarantees, no golden tickets, no easy roads. But at the University of Kentucky, there is a promise to support and inspire you to reach for what's possible, to lead and create, to heal and discover, as we help solve the world's toughest challenges, transforming lives and improving communities. At the University of Kentucky, we promise to make the possible real.
Welcome back to Big Blue Banter.
Let's take a look at Kentucky's football program. Jack, what are your thoughts on this spring game this weekend?
Say football and the Bluegrass will return for a second on Saturday. With the departures of Devin Leary, Trevin Wallace, and offensive coordinator Liam Cohen, the Cats had 3 big holes to fill. First, the Cats went and got gunslinger Brock Vandegrift. Vandegrift was a top 5 QB in the portal and a former 5-star recruit from Georgia who's looking to take advantage of his opportunity. Kentucky also picked up the number 1 linebacker in the portal, Jamon Dumas-Johnson. Dumas-Johnson is a senior and a former preseason All-American who started 2 years also at Georgia. He's going to provide the strength and experience this team needs. Bush Hamden from Boise State will be the new offensive coordinator. Hamden runs a more up-tempo offense with less huddles, and those are 3 newcomers that I believe will have the biggest impact on this upcoming season. So I'm excited to see them play this Saturday. And well, that's all for Big Blue Banter. Thank you all for joining us today.
We'll see you again next Thursday. Have a great night.